Hello everyone, welcome to my video. In this part, I'm going to explain how to evaluate the vocabulary component of course books. Then, teaching vocabulary through a range of activity types. And finally, developing resources for vocabulary teaching. So, if teachers want to work productively with the students, need to evaluate the vocabulary component of course books. A first step might be to evaluate the aims in relation with vocabulary. Then, need to evaluate particular lexicon and methodology. Like, does the methodology involve teaching strategies for independent learning of vocabulary? Then we have particular problems, like false friends, that are words that have a similar form and sound, but the meaning is totally different. So that needs a special care. When you are evaluating, you need to include these questions. Does the book explain its selection of vocabulary? I mean, is vocabulary given unit by unit? Second, how is vocabulary presented? Some aspects refer of vocabulary like collocation, word formation, and synonyms. Is there focus on how words are retained? And finally, how much guidance do the teachers book give on techniques for teaching meaning? There are many activity types for teaching vocabulary explicitly. One criterion might be vocabulary is well contextualized. With this, I mean, for example, if a story is about bear, and also the vocabulary needs to be related with that topic. Exist many activities like reading and listening that give the student a springboard to learn new vocabulary. Also, we have follow-up activity. As we can see in this example, is a column with nouns, so the student needs to put the verbs. Another principle might be use the opportunity created by students' own queries. This is because the students are very focused in a specific topic and they want to express with words that maybe they don't know or don't remember. So the teacher needs supplies at the point. Here we have some vocabulary words. First, we have the sense relation. Synonyms and antonyms and homonyms are the words that you can find from one specific word. Then we have rules of word formation that needs add after prefixes or suffixes in order to create a new word. Then we have collocation and idioms. For number 4, we have connotative meaning, and the student have to decide if that meaning is positive or negative. Also, we have strategies for learning, like could be using dictionaries and having a notebook of new vocabulary. There are resources for vocabulary teaching that we can develop. First, we have the monolingual dictionaries. It's important that the meaning is in the language that the student is learning. Then we have bank of word puzzles as well as topic-based crosswords that could be designed by the teacher. Also, we have visual aids library, and that could be images from magazines or flashcards. Here we have an exercise called word power. In this, the student learns the different ways to use a word. So they need to learn how to use in a specific context. Here we have collocation, where the student have to collocate properly the words that are in the chart. And finally, we have the exercise called word network. In this example, we have the topic of camping. So the student needs to put in the correct column the words that are in the left. Also, you can ask the student to write other words that are related with this topic. So there are many issues when you are developing these kind of activities. First, we have what kind of visual would you include? Magazines, flashcards? Then, what criteria will guide your selection of the various kinds? There, how will you gather together the resources? In pairs, individual? How would you classify the resources? I recommend that you classify in topics. 5. What will be the best format for storing the resources? You can use box files. And then, who will be responsible for maintenance, security, and addition? You can ask students or another teachers. So to conclude, it's important to examine the textbook, then formulate a set of criteria for evaluating a task, then set up a visual aid library. Also find an authentic text that engages your students. Then give a group of students a text and they have to work together and guess the meaning of the words. Then it's important to observe a lesson and why did the students take responsibility for learning the new vocabulary. Finally, decide on a topic which will be popular for your group. So you can design a lesson focused on the topic. Don't forget to share this information with your colleagues. Thank you so much for your time.